Wow, 2020, new year, new decade, not necessarily technically, but yes, in everybody's minds is a new decade. Then we have, this 2020. So the same thing will happen only in 1010 and 10 years when it's 3030. So it's an incredible date. And also today is the 2nd of February, and at 2020, this is going to be something very significant. Now, what can we make of those numbers? Well, the truth is you can make anything of those numbers you like, but if you can make something, make it into something inspiring, empowering. Decide that you will make this year your best year ever, that you will put all the efforts in it. And it's easy, and I'm going to be teaching you how to create that thing in your mind, how to decrease your doubt, how to increase your desire, so things become easier for you. Because once you believe, you start getting those inspired ideas, the inspirations from your intuition, God, spirit, whoever you want to believe, that will take you to the right place, and it will make you a happy person forever and ever. Yes, there will be obviously some things happening, because life, we need those, but you will be going up and up. So decide that this year you're gonna start. If you haven't started yet, this year you're gonna start, and you will continue for the whole decade until you become a super happy person. So let's talk about the decade, what has happened and what I predict is gonna happen. So mobile phones, so obviously now practically everybody has a smartphone. We have reached a stage in technology where mobile phones are so good, I have this phone, I've had it for a year. I don't feel like upgrading it for the next year or two, because there isn't really much difference in the new phones. Maybe the camera's a little bit better, but it's not something that I want to spend, £1,000 on, Then we have had things like, quantum computers. We've had some breakthroughs in quantum computers, so finally there is some practical applications starting to emerge, and obviously in the next decade it will just take off tremendously. Who knows what will be possible in 20-30 years. We know that governments and other companies are preparing for the new encryption, because once we have quantum computers, the standard encryption will not be strong enough. So they have already been working for many years on new standards, so wow, what's gonna be possible? SpaceX, reusable rockets, wow, that's incredible. And then again, the space race is starting kind of again. Electric cars revolution, self-driving cars, well, we haven't got them really yet, even though we were promised to have them like 2 years ago. It still hasn't happened, but such is life, maybe it will take 5 more years, but sooner or later we will have those self-driving cars. You want to have one, or all of us will benefit from it. Even if you live in a place where there won't be many of those cars, because maybe you live in a poor country, it doesn't matter. You will still benefit from it, because it all trickles down. What else? Let me have a look. AI, yes, AI. So obviously incredible progress in so-called what? It's not really AI, it's still kind of pseudo AI, but in short we call it AI. And who knows, maybe in 10 years we will have the real AI. I don't know, maybe 20-30 years, who knows. But AI creates some exciting opportunities. Yes, there are some dangers of it, of course, and it might not be that the AI will kill us, but it might be that it will create some challenges for us, because we will tell it to do certain things that we didn't mean to. Instead, if you study this, you will see we need to teach AI to actually find our preferences, rather than give them a clear instruction, like make sure that I'm healthy. And what it might do, it might kind of embalm you, so it will kill you, but it will keep you healthy, So we really need to be careful with AI. But anyway, it's a very exciting thing. Now, this is a new age that has started. I don't know when exactly it started, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, but we have come into new era with new challenges. The challenges are that the old generation can no longer teach the new generation a lot of important skills, because we have no clue. There are new challenges, like grandparents cannot teach their grandchildren how to use a mobile phone or some other devices, computers, because they have no clue. They're not really good at it, There are new technologies. We have new challenges like social media. We kind of have already lost our privacy, and in 10 years' time our privacy will be practically gone, I mean, obviously we will still have certain privacy in our own rooms, but the definition of privacy has changed, and now we have this new law, GDPR, introduced by European Union, which is in response to those challenges. So that's a good step forward, but there will be more and more challenges. Other important challenges is radiation. Yeah, so we've got a lot of Wi-Fi, mobile radiations now. 5G, lots of people are concerned about 5G, especially the short range, the millimeter waves. The longer range is fine, but the millimeter waves as part of 5G, that's what people are concerned about because of the intensity. We do not have had time when we have been exposed to those things for hundreds of years or thousands of years. It's been only like 10-20 years, so we don't know what long-term dangers are of being exposed to electromagnetic radiation. You know that, I hope. Now, there are some people who are extra sensitive to that radiation. They have already been suffering. Whether this is some kind of placebo effect or whether it's real, it's a different story. I'm not going to comment on it because it's an individual thing. I haven't studied that in depth, but I know that the radiation influences us, and we can do some muscle tests that prove that. So for example, I have those stickers from this company called Omnia. I'm gonna talk about this in some other videos, and I think they're really good, but that's a separate story. So incredible times ahead, lots of new challenges, new category of challenges, as I mentioned before, and new things can happen. So should you invest? If you're thinking about investing money, invest into companies that are focused on AI, that are focused on quantum computers, self-driving cars, electric cars. These are good things to invest into. Obviously, do not just invest, do some thinking, because every investment carries some kind of a risk, which you need to understand. But anyway, it's a different story. So the other thing that I think is going to happen, people will focus more onto mind and spiritual things, so why? Because we have discovered that the technology, although it's great and it's helping us, it's also disconnecting us. So it's connecting us and disconnecting us at the same time, so social media, people are spending times with their phones and tablets and computers instead of really talking to each other. So people have realized that big companies are already introducing this what do they call it, digital hygiene. So your phone can tell you, hey, you've been spending 2 hours till 3 hours with me today, time to put me away. So you have that option. So that's a good initiative. So good things are happening in the world as well. Yeah, so remember, there is nothing, nothing is as bad as it seems or as good as it seems. When there are good things, there are also bad things at the same time, and they all well balanced. Now, your job is to focus on the things that make you happy, so develop this habit of not focusing. Okay, really, this is important. Are you listening now? You're listening? Develop the habit of not focusing on things that make you unhappy, make you feel a bit like, oh, I don't like that, just let it go for a walk, and then focus on things that make you happy. And again, I will be teaching you later on in other videos how to do it, how to master it, so you feel good most of the time. Because again, you shouldn't want to feel good all the time, and it's not even possible probably. Okay, so what else? Anything else I need to talk about? Well, so new decade, new year, what are you planning to do? Have you made some plans? Now, if you don't want to make plans like goals, that's fine. Now, there is a better way of what you can do. Make emotional goals. So, for example, this year I want to feel better and better than previous year, and I want to focus on feeling good much more than in the previous year. Because remember, it doesn't matter what's going on. It doesn't matter how much money you have. What matters is how you feel about this. If you feel great, then life is great. And also when you feel great, you have the power to actually improve your situation. If you feel bad, depressed, you don't have any power really. You can just sit down and cry and die. But if you feel great, even if the whole situation is complete rubbish, but you feel great, you have power, energy to make changes, and you start attracting situations, people, events, and money out of the blue. So focus on it, okay? So are you going to be with me on the journey? Because this is going to be an exciting journey. I know you are going to be, because why wouldn't you want to be, right? Okay, guys, thanks for watching. My name is Kamil, if you don't know, and I've got your back. All right, let's start this year, with a big bang, and let's keep cracking and and I don't know, you know what I mean. Let's have fun, let's be happy. Okay, take care guys, ciao.